What's everybody doing today? Sebastian here through the power of the internet. Um, and today I'm going to show you how I use Innerspace in my sound design within Omnisphere 2. And I'm going to show you some additional tricks. So today we're just going to be using the synth, no samples. And I'll show you how you can really change something into something new. So this is my favorite waveform within the synth oscillator part of Omnisphere. Frigid. Um, I like this because it's got a lot of those higher harmonics inside it. And yeah, this is typically used for good bell sounds and stuff like that. You could use it with FM. So I usually like to make them so we'll throw some unison on there, and don't make it too like spread out. Kind of make it a little, probably about between 3 and 3.5 or whatever. Bring down a detune a little bit. Keep the phasing the same. Bring analog all the way down, and we don't need no drift. So we kind of got a little bell sound. So for this ambient sound design, we're gonna need to throw in a good compressor. The ratio shouldn't be that high. So we got a basic little sound right here. Now let's throw some Innerspace on there. You start with the coin dropper, which doesn't work well with this kind of sound. So the scatters are my favorite, but I also like the spaces and the transient. The resonance and the textural I kind of don't really like using because they kind of, they're more for like the creepy kind of cinematic kind of style. So I like using metallic meditation bells. Without. And you do have an additional EQ right here, so you can, take some of those high kind of annoying frequencies out. And I really, really, really suggest that you kind of just mess around with the many impulses in Innerspace. Hopefully an update to allow us to put our own in there, but and you can always like layer this, like it will, if you don't EQ really properly, it'll probably sound really noisy, but let's say yeah, processed electro rain. And you could try different waveforms, kind of like I usually just stick to the bell sounds. I don't use the basic analog or the analog timbers. I like to use the digital, except the edgy and the kind of sweepers are okay using it. Now, if you want to know some tricks, you can always throw like an LFO or a modulation envelope on this. Or, wrong control, my bad. You can always throw an LFO on the balance. And you kind of made your own texture using this. Now, another thing I encourage you people to do is usually if you want to like put other effects like some EQ, some chorus, and you know, some ensemble and stuff in here. So, you know, I usually like to keep my chorus. I like the chorus ensemble CE5. I had a friend that actually had the guitar pedal. It's a beautiful sounding chorus, so you know, kind of use A and B for those kind of, you know, effect chains, you know, for separate, you know, layers. And, you know, use the Innerspace and the compressor probably on the common. I usually like to throw a delay and a reverb on here. I'm just gonna pick a preset. All. It's a weird bug, but throw this in the common. And in here we could throw in, I say, a sub. Now, if you don't like that kind of you know, tail that you get off that, you can always use a gate on it. You know, that's another tutorial altogether, but just use different settings and different impulses, different waveforms. You can even add some FM. Like, one of the presets I made a while back is a sample I actually threw on there. So yeah, kick piano. I just made this using one of my own samples I made in Massive, and it's kind of like a glockenspiel. Sounds like one of the samples they'd have in here, but and that's just using the Columbia taps, rain stick shake. That's without it, and I added FM to it to kind of give it a high end, kind of give it sounding like a metallic instrument. So without. So Innerspace can give you a lot of different timbres and kind of way to evolve your sound to something different. You know, you can even try putting other So I really encourage you guys to experiment with this technique. Um, Hopefully, Spectrasonics allows us to add our own. Until then, I'll probably just be using the stock stuff they have in there, or I'll just use Native Instruments Native Instruments convolution reverb. But that sums up for today's tutorial, and please stay tuned for more stuff.